I'm Sonia, and I help people take their power back, and I am live again. And I, again, wasn't expecting to go live this morning, but I had an epiphany this morning after I was rewatching the live from yesterday, and I just had this epiphany this morning, and I thought I'd come on here and share it with you guys, and if you guys want to hang out for a little bit, I'll come hang out for a little bit. And if not, that's okay too, but I noticed something yesterday in the live where there's just a lot of people who have been coming to me recently with, is this possible? Is it even possible for me to do this? And I always tell them it's up to you. That is up to you and your belief system, and what I believe is possible doesn't matter in your reality. And I had the epiphany this morning, and I am very much so far removed from this. But for you guys that are struggling with, is this even possible? I had the realization of that's where you guys need to start. That's your step. Your first step on your journey to getting what you want is telling yourself it's possible. So when you think about what you want and are questioning if it's possible, your first step toward getting your manifestation is telling yourself this is possible. And where you're going to start to gain your belief in manifesting is when you see your mindset change and start to just think that this thing that you want is possible. So let me know if that is... Hi, I am back. Let me know if that makes sense to anybody, if anybody seems like that would be useful. Like I said, I'm really far removed from the is shit possible mentality, but I see it a lot in people, and I remember being there. That was me at one point. But yeah, I just had that epiphany of these people. Are you okay? What is happening? These people who keep coming to me with, is this even possible? Start there. Start telling yourself and imagining it being possible. Because as you change that mindset, you're going to see how your mindset shifts and that things going to start becoming possible to you. And just in doing that alone could get the fucking thing to manifest. I've been affirming for a better relationship with SP and had a dream last night, but it was like we still had the same kind of relationship, but not sure if it's a good or bad thing. I'm gonna make a fucking video on the dream shit. It'll come out in September, because that's the other thing that hit me yesterday. Someone asked me about dreams. Your dreams mean whatever the fuck you decide they mean. If you decide, oh, I had that dream, so I'll never get my relationship. You're the one focused on never getting your relationship, coming up with a circumstance. I had the dream, I'm not getting what I want, giving away your power, and you'll never have your dream relationship because you're not just telling yourself that you have it regardless of everything else. Your dreams mean whatever the fuck you decide that they mean. Is this a good or bad thing? Why the fuck do you need my opinion? You are God. You're the operant power. You're the one putting meaning to everything. You're very willing to be like, oh, something must be wrong. Gonna give away my power. Whatever you tell yourself is true. That's it. That's the law. Got you. That makes sense. Thank you. You're welcome. That's it. Like that's all it is. With literally everything. There is no exception to what you tell yourself is true. If you have a dream and then you're like, oh my God, it means I'm not getting what I want. Who made that decision? You did. Or you listened to somebody else and went, oh yeah, they're right. I'm not getting what I want because of that. But you still made that choice. The final decision always comes down to you. You take shit from outside of you and then you decide that that's how it is, and then you're right. I still sometimes feel anxiety and old story comes up. How can I deal with this? That's when you fucking affirm. Your brain is always going to think, and if you don't want to deal with your brain, then don't, and just be anxious. You either catch yourself and go, that's stupid, I'm not thinking this anymore, or you choose to think it. For those of you who think that the old story just goes away and never comes back, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Your brain is always going to think. It's always going to think whatever the fuck it wants to. And if you can't deal with that, maybe go to therapy or work with somebody who can maybe help you with that, because I am not the person to help you with that. When it comes up, you tell yourself that that is not true. I don't accept that, that is stupid, and you tell yourself what you want to be true. That's it. That's it. I have never heard anybody that I trust that understands how shit works say that they never think thoughts against their manifestations. That is not, I don't know where you fuckers get that shit. You're the one, again, just like with the dream thing, I had some thoughts against it, so I'm not getting what I want. That's all you. That's all you. Deciding that you don't have and can't have what you want because you thought to get some thoughts against it. You're the only one making any decisions that has an opinion that can tell you that you're doing it wrong. It's all fucking you. All of it. All of it. Whatever you tell yourself is true is true. If you do so, if something happens and then you make an assumption about it, that assumption is true because you decided that it is. I'm not going to tell you how many affirmations to have. By the way, 8 affirmations too many, or should use 2 to 3 to have heard some, use 2 to 3 max. You need to become your own fucking science project and find what works for you. What works for you? You are the only one who can answer these questions. If you do not want to learn about you, nothing on my channel is going to help you. So just stop watching me. Like, legitimately. Manifestation is all about you learning about you. Until you realize that and see it for what it is, good luck. Hi, Bill. I'm bringing the heat this morning. Love it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to go live this morning, but I had this epiphany and it kept nagging at me. It just kept nagging at me. Go live. Okay, fine. I'll go live. I think once you finally understand, it really all is just... I think once you finally understand that it really is all you is all just you deciding. It took me a while to let it be that simple. I love your content. It really reminds me how simple it is. Oh, yay. Listen, it took me a long time to understand and realize and accept, honestly, the degree of which I am in charge of all of it, and it is a decision. I remember, first finding this shit and people being like, you just decide. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And where I went wrong is I would be like, okay, I'm getting this. And then I would bitch, whine, moan, complain, worry, question, all of it. And there was that decision wasn't like a final decision. It was like, I'm hoping this will work. And if you're going to go around hoping that it's going to work, it's not going to. You don't understand what you're supposed to be doing. And the thing that I didn't understand is by doing that, it is working perfectly. That, I think, is where people get caught up, not understanding that it's not that it's not working, it's that it's working perfectly. The problem is you. The problem is where your thoughts are. The problem is what you're accepting is true all the time. And that one, it was like, that can't be how this works. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you're like, oh shit. No, I do have to make the decision. I'm getting this relationship. I'm getting this money. I'm getting whatever it is. Things are going to be this way. And then when I want to bitch, whine, moan, complain, worry, whatever, no, I always get what I want. And this is going to happen. And that was the epiphany I had this morning. Was I noticed in the live I did yesterday, there were so many people on here being like, is it even possible? And I've been getting that a lot from people. Is it even possible? Is that possible? And it's like, if I believe it's possible, means nothing to you. The problem is that you don't believe it's possible. So people need to start there by just telling themselves Stop trying to go to the end of your manifestation when you're asking me if it's even possible. Decide that it's possible and then tell yourself it's possible. And then when you want to question if it's possible, no, it's definitely possible. I can do that. I can have that. That's possible for me. That is a possibility. Because if you're not even open to the possibility of it being a possibility, it's not a possibility for you. And then when it doesn't happen, it's a perfect manifestation proving you right. You are always experiencing what you are telling yourself you are experiencing. What is possible for you, it will always be proven to you to be true, whether you think it's possible or not. Look at successful people. They all have that fucking mindset of, I was going to figure it out. This was going to happen. I just knew, I just decided and stuck to it. Does that mean it's always easy? No. Does it mean that it's always just, I made the decision and then I never think against it? Some things are like that, other things aren't. Other things, even if they're stupid things, there's some things that just bug the shit out of me and just like, I have to be really on top of it. No, that's stupid. That's not, it is a possibility. I'm getting that. That is my life. But it's discipline. Love yourself to make the meaning exactly what you want. That's it. Exactly. Exactly. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to view things in a way that feels good to you. Allow yourself to be enough and worthy and deserving of the things that you want. The only reason you aren't right now is because you've decided that you aren't based on bullshit that had nothing to do with you, more than likely. You picked shit up in your life. You accepted it as true. This is how shit is. This is who I am. This is just, whatever. And that is how you have functioned without questioning it. Well, now question it. And know that whatever you decide you want to be true can be true for you if you keep deciding that that's what's true. I know. It's very different than how I grew up functioning in the world. But I can also look back at random shit, like my dog grooming career, and I've told this before, but there's been all kinds of weird things that for some reason I just was like, yeah, that's going to happen. I'm going to become a nationally certified master dog groomer. I'm going to own my own dog grooming salon. I had no reason to believe that or think that that would be a possibility for me. I just kind of was like, no, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. I have no fucking clue, but that was definitely my mentality, and then that is what ended up happening. And if you don't just have that mentality, you can choose that mentality. The only reason that there's something to be uncertain about is because you think there's something to be uncertain about. You're creating the uncertainty for yourself. It's all you. It's all you. And like I always say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, oh, yeah, no, yeah. Take any area of your life, money. What do you truly think and believe about money? What do you tell yourself all the time about money? And then what is your experience with money? If you're honest with yourself, you're going to see the connection. But that takes being at a place where you're ready to look at that shit. You can either do it that way, or you can start practicing and manifesting things that, starting right now, I'm going to start thinking of this way, and this is going to be my outcome, or this is going to be, I'm going to start seeing this breed of dogs or this kind of car or whatever, just to be like, I was thinking about this, and then it showed up. You have to start making the connection between what's happening in your head and what's happening outside of you. And once you start to see it, you can't go back to not see it. It's very in your face of, oh yeah, And then for me, that's where the presence came in of like, okay, I know I've been on top of my thoughts. I know I've been changing my stories and my perspectives on these topics, and now things are changing, but they're changing in a way that I feel is unfavorable. Like, how could this be me getting what I want? That's a judgment I'm putting on this. If this always is working and it's always working perfectly, then this is me getting what I want, regardless of what I think or anybody else thinks or what, logically would make sense for me getting what I want. If you want to hold on to logic, you're putting a huge limitation on yourself. This shit is not logical. And that one was hard for me too. I was so fucking logical. I had to, understand everything. And yeah, no, that all had to go. It's not logical. It's choice. I'm going to think about shit this way, and I'm going to trust that that's going to be proven to me to be true. And the more you do it and the more you see it and the more you're like, well, it worked this time and it worked this time and it worked this time and it's always been working, and I have gotten things to go in my favor that I did not think were going to go the way I wanted them to, and then they did. Well, I can do it again. And it just, like, that is how I have gotten to where I trust it more and more, and also telling myself I believe in it and I know what I'm doing. That's a choice too. I think people come into it to fix things, but it's literally just so simple. Once you shut the running thoughts down, you simply decide, exactly, oh yeah, I found it wanting to fix fucking everything. When I first found this kind of concept of manifesting and thoughts and that kind of shit, I was like, oh, I have to fix everything. And then I was like in this fix it mode. Like, I just have to change things and fix things and get rid of limiting beliefs, and then everything will be better. And the quote from the Bible, seek and ye shall find. Oh, did I find a lot of shit? I found so much shit, and I made it like way worse on myself because I was like, oh, I have all this shit to fix. And then I'm like trying to fix it and looking for solutions. And it really is the decision. And then how you stick to the decision is coming back to telling yourself that that's how shit is. It's learning to control your mind. I like how Sadhguru puts it. He's like, you have a supercomputer between your ears. Did you ever read the instruction manual? No? Okay, well now you're learning how to use it. If you are going to continue to just accept bullshit as true and think the same way, you cannot be surprised when you get more and more of the same shit. It's a perfect manifestation. It is exactly what you tell yourself that it is. What is possible for you will always be what you think is possible for you, unless you choose something else. The fact that you can want it means it's possible for you. So you start telling yourself that that is how shit is right now, regardless of everything else. And then you allow it to be your experience. Because you're deciding right now that the relationship sucks, or I can't have the relationship, or the money's not coming, or I couldn't have the business, or whatever. You're attached to that, and it's working perfectly. I never comment, but I just wanted you to know I get it. Your videos will help a lot of people like they have me. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming on here and hanging out with me. Yeah, I really just wanted to share my perspective with people, and I can see looking back at my first videos that I was the person I was making those first videos for. And a big part of how I have gained a better understanding of this shit was recording videos and then watching myself talk about things. And then having people ask me things and having to see things from a different perspective to help them understand it has given me so much more of an understanding than I had when I mean, it's almost been a year since I started posting on YouTube, but I am just so grateful that my journey and all the things I had to go through to get me here can help other people at all. It's just like such a gift to me that made all of that crap worth it to be like getting comments exactly like that one. Something you said helped me to understand shit. The way that you say things helped me understand shit. Because that was the thing I was looking for, was somebody to just make it make sense. And I did find those people, but it was me making it make sense to myself. That was the key. And that was where I was getting caught up, coming from that, old school perspective and thinking that like one person has all the answers, and it's like, but they're not answering. I don't, excuse me, completely understand what they're saying, and then realizing, oh, that's because it's all me, and I need to be the one to figure it out for myself. We're all individuals. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and make it work for you. So you helping you has helped a bunch of other people to look how awesome you are. Oh, thank you, Bill. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to get on YouTube. I am not a social media person. Okay? I have never been on social media. The only time that I was gonna get on social media and had a bunch of social media accounts. Like I was on Facebook for a little bit when I was grooming, but I was gonna teach dog grooming. So I was like, I'm gonna have all these social media accounts teaching dog grooming. Other than that, I'm not on social media. I don't like social media. Like I think it's stupid, but when I was learning about social media and thinking about teaching dog grooming online, I was just drawn to YouTube. And YouTube is the only like social media platform that I spend any time on. Like I don't watch TV, I watch shit on YouTube. I don't watch TV shows and movies. I watch shit on YouTube if I'm going to watch something. And hi Yara. But there was just something in me, get on YouTube, get on YouTube, get on YouTube. I couldn't get on YouTube. Why would I get on YouTube? What would I make videos about? And you can go watch my first video on here. I was not clear of what the fuck I was doing. I'm just like, hi, I'm Sonia. I want to start a YouTube channel, so I'm going to. At that point, I was like, I don't know, tarot, manifesting. Like, I didn't. I'm also sure I manifested you to help me get clarity. I think that's a big part of it, is uh, I had that realization of, you want to share this, so obviously somebody wants to listen to you. The simplicity in your videos has helped me tremendously. Yay! I love that. I love that. That's, I've talked about that before and told my, journey of everything I've gone through and teaching people in the past, and I've gone through a lot of shit in order to have an understanding of how I break things down and easily explain them to people. And this is a topic that I had to go through a lot of things in order to be able to make it simple, because it's very much so, if you haven't experienced it, it's really hard to relate to what the fuck I'm saying. So I try to make it as simple as possible so that you can pick up anything to just start going in the right direction. But yeah, I am just super glad super glad that you guys enjoy my content. I really enjoy making content, and I like coming on here live with you guys, and it's been one hell of a journey this past year. How am I? I'm doing good. But yeah, it's been one hell of an adventure. And I can't believe it's almost been a year of me doing this. That's crazy. I'm at that point where it feels like I just started doing it, but part of me feels like I've always done it. Like I've always made YouTube videos. It's like, yeah, that's not true. You are the best. Ah, thank you, Yara. And I know a big part of my own personal journey the past year has been stepping more into my authentic self and being okay with me sharing that with other people, you know, really breaking away from, oh, well, this is how other people in this community would do shit. It's like, I don't care. I'm going to come on here, I'm going to do shit my way, and if people don't like it, I don't care. How much have you learned and grown over the last year? Oh my god, so much. So much. I'm not the same person I was a year ago. At all. At all. I have the amount of trust I have gained in myself in the past year is nuts. It gets crazy. Excuse me, I'm drinking tea and I'm over here gurgling. Trusting me, just trusting like the weird little pulls that I've gotten of get on YouTube, okay, and trusting it, you know, using my mindset manifesting skills, if you will, to take those little things that keep nagging at me. Hi, Moons. YouTube, TikTok, getting off of TikTok, starting to coach, stop coaching, writing the book, like all those little things of, okay, I this will not leave me alone. I don't know why I want to do it. I have no clarity of why I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to own that that's who I am. I'm an author, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a TikToker, I'm a coach. I'm just going to run with it and see what happens. And then having the experiences of like YouTube I still want to go with, but coaching and TikTok I don't, and being like, okay, well, they they lived their life, I guess, and now it's time to walk away from that shit. And it's just, presence, awareness, choice. Realizing that I don't have to stick with anything that I decide I want to do. Like, I don't have to keep doing YouTube. If it comes to a point where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, then I don't have to. Because that was a big catch-up point for me, was I have to know what I want to do, and I have to know what I want to do for the rest of my life. And if I don't get it right, then I'm going to be stuck living a life I don't want to live. And working through that shit this past year has been... It's been an adventure, but at the same time, it felt natural. It's just like, this is where I am, and I'm just going to run with it and allow myself to be happy through the process of it. It's been it's been quite a year. And I'll tell you, you know, I'm over 1,500 subscribers right now. If you would have told me that I would be creeping up on 2,000 subscribers in my first year on YouTube, I would have thought you were crazy. There's no fucking way that's gonna happen. But here we are. Being comfortable with yourself is the most important thing. Absolutely, Moons. Absolutely. And that was a huge lesson I needed to learn. It happened so quickly too. Yeah. My channel has grown so fucking fast recently. It's crazy how quickly it's growing. And I am so grateful for all of you. It's the main core of life. I absolutely agree. You being happy with you and comfortable with you and trusting you, that right there is a huge part of detaching from the 3D, if you will. If you are constantly going to be looking outside of you for validation, that's a choice that you are making. And from my experience, I'm not making that choice anymore because it's not a good one. The rest will follow. That's when the magic happens. It is, yeah. The rest does follow. I know when you come from the mentality of where I used to be, of the I have to do things to get things, and if I'm not doing something, then how will shit get done and how will I get there? Like, that's not how I function anymore. It's, I want this, that's how things are. And then it is shocking how quickly the steps show up when I'm truly in the, no, this is how things are going to go. I no longer feel the need to prove myself. Yeah, absolutely, Yara. It's like, prove myself to what? Who cares? If you don't like me, if you don't approve of me, that is not my problem at all. I approve of me and I'm happy with me and I like me, and that's like, what more do I need to do? Quality of life goes up. Exactly. Work smarter, not harder. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was of the mentality of the harder you work, the better it is. And that's like so not true. Yes, it feels good. It does feel good. It's been a kick in my head to understand that everything is my responsibility. Everything. Yeah, no, I hear you. I absolutely hear you, Bill. I did not want to accept that for a long time. I was like, no, that can't be. Like, there's exceptions. But once you see it for what it is, you're like, fuck. And then it becomes empowering. And now I just function from, oh, okay, I need to check in with my thoughts. Oh, how am I going to view this thing that's happening right now? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I have been thinking about that recently, haven't I? Facts, we are enough because we exist. Exactly. Only validation should be ourselves. It takes practice. It does take practice. It does. But it's absolutely true. You are worthy, deserving, lovable because you exist. You are perfection because you exist. What is the biggest change you've noticed in your personal life since manifesting confidence? Love your videos, they're so uplifting. Oh, thank you, Holly. My change in my personal life, that I'm just happy all the time. Like, I'm happy and content all of the time. Even when I'm going through shitty moments, underneath them is a layer of happiness and contentment that, unless you've experienced it, I can't explain it any other way. Where before it was just anxiety and anger and I hate my life, everything fucking sucks, and then things would happen and it would make it a billion times worse. Underneath the, you know, sometimes emotional roller coaster that you go on, it's like, no, things are good. And I'm still getting used to that one. It's fucking weird. It's like I'm just good. It's like, what? Because I pretty much just figured, oh, this kind of shit just has to be, you know, I just have to cope with certain things. And that's really not true. Yep, there is a dominant state we function from in our lives. Emotions are different. Exactly, Moons. That's exactly what it is. And until you experience it, it's really fucking hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. But I just was always in this, I hate my life, everything sucks, nothing good ever happens. That was my state, and everything followed it. And underneath all of it, that was the base. And now my base is everything's good. I'm happy and love my life, and that's where I function from. All right, I'm gonna have to jump off here because Precious needs to go outside. You gotta go outside? So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will see you soon. Be sure to check out the Patreon if you want to come hang out with Carrie and I on Thursday, and love and